Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I'm going to make my first ever pumpkin pie that I bake. I do have a no-bake pumpkin pie recipe on my channel that I'll put in the iCard. But when I was younger, my mom used to make pumpkin pie on Thanksgivings, but she stopped. It's mine and my stepdad's favorite, and we haven't had one in years. So I saw one in the freezer section by a company, I can't remember, but it was a pumpkin pie with a pecan streusel topping on top. So instead of buying that, I'm like, I'm going to make my own. Alright, for the pie filling, I have one 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. That's just the plain pumpkin. Make sure it's not the pumpkin pie. I have 12 ounces of evaporated milk. I have 2 eggs. In this bowl I have 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar. Now this is my homemade brown sugar, so it's more like a dark brown sugar. And then right here I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm not using kosher salt for this, just regular table salt. I have 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. In my stand-up mixer bowl with the whisk attachment, or you can just use a regular handheld mixer, I already had this out making my brown sugar. And if you want to make your own homemade brown sugar, I'm going to leave a link to my friend Heather, the Needy Homesteaders brown sugar channel. This is where I got it from. Not her brown sugar channel, but her channel with her brown sugar video. And I'm going to tell you, it's good. I love it. When I make it, I can just eat it like that. And it does make a difference to me. You see, I just made it and it's very soft. I love it. So I'll leave a link to her channel. But first we're going to mix up the wet ingredients, which is our pumpkin puree, our evaporated milk, and our 2 eggs. Okay, I'm just going to mix this together till everything's well combined. Okay, in our bowl with our sugars, we'll add our spices. And we're going to mix that up a little bit. Now we're going to mix all that together. For my pie shell, I just have one store-bought deep dish pie shell. It's just a whole lot easier. Now we're just going to add our pumpkin pie filling to this. Okay, I have just a little bit of mixture left over. I mean, just a tad bit, but that's alright. I can bake a little pie. And this was a 9-inch deep dish pie shell. And like I say, I have a little bit left over. I mean, technically you could probably make 2 pies, but I can make a little individual pie. So I'm going to put this in the oven. My oven is preheated to 375 degrees. And the whole time that the pie will bake will be around an hour to an hour and 10 minutes, 60 to 70 minutes. So I'm going to let this bake for about 30 minutes before we add the streusel topping to it. Alright, the more I think of it, when I make this again, I'm going to plan on making 2 regular pies with it, because that filling would be enough, even probably for 2 of those deep dish ready-made pie shells. So let's get started on the pecan streusel topping. In my bowl, I'm going to mix all together a 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar, which is my homemade. And y'all, it's very easy to make. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of the rolled oatmeal. I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped pecans, and pecans are my favorite. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of flour. And I'm using all-purpose. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and 1/4 cup, which is a half a stick of butter that I've cut in cubes and kept it cold. My hands are very clean. I just washed them, scrubbed them real good. So I'm just going to kind of mix this up by hand. You don't have to mix it up by hand if you don't want to. Just want to kind of cut in the butter a little bit. Make sure everything gets mixed. Just kind of squish the butter. So once this all gets well combined, just set it aside. And as soon as the top of the pie firms up a little bit, we'll add it to it. Alright, I've been baking my pie for around 35 minutes. Can you see the jiggle? So hopefully it won't break through, and if it does, then it does. We're just going to sprinkle on our streusel topping all over it and continue to bake it. Just get it on there as evenly as possible. Now I do like a lot of the topping, so, and if you made with the mixture where it made so much, this will easily go for 2 pies. So you'll have enough streusel for 2 pies. So anyway, let me finish cooking it. We still got around another 30 minutes to go. Alright, I just took my pie out of the oven. I did let it go the full 70 minutes. They say when you stick a knife in the center, if it comes out clean, it's done, it's set. But it's coming out clean. But don't let the juice from the topping, like that's the sugars and all from the juice. I mean from the topping. So don't let that trick you. But there's no pumpkin pie on here. So I'm going to remove this pie to a wire rack. I'm going to let it completely cool before I cut into it. So I'll be back in a few hours to try it. Alright, I just want to go on record as to saying I can't cut a decent slice of pie. So it's been setting for a couple of hours, but it's still warm. But I want to take a bite. And you're about to hear my son come through the door. He just got home from work. It's good. I like it. To be my first pumpkin pie. It didn't hold up well with me slicing it. The next time I'm just going to make 2 pies and put half the strudel topping. I just added a lot of pecans because I like them. You know, and put half on one pie and half on the other. But it's pretty good. So how do you like your pecan pie? Not pecan pie, pumpkin pie. Just let me know. And also, excuse my chewing, I want to let everybody know the day after Thanksgiving I'm going to be having a sale. And how I'm going to do that sale is through Facebook Live. It'll be 1 o'clock. It'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Everyone should be done shopping and all. I'm going to have a special guest. I'm going to have a giveaway. So, if you'd like to join in on the fun, just let me know, and I can tell you how to look me up on Facebook. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. Bye, y'all.